done so far for the fuel cell. I had to cut a big hole in the floor so the subframe and the differential for the rear would fit. And what I've done is I cut with a cutting wheel as straight as I can so it can be clean. I just took a grinder to grind the paint so it can weld better. And here I've cut some metal sheet that I had laying around here and cut it with the shape of the hole here so it can fit on it, and I could weld it on it. Same thing here, since I had only some metal sheet with some paint, I had to grind here with the grinding tool so it can be welded properly, and I don't mess with the bad welding when there's paint on the metal. So here's the update. And what's the next step for the fuel cell here? I will have to bolt my fuel cell on this panel when it will be welded on it on the car. I'll have to do some holes in these sheets so I can take the lines, the fuel lines from the fuel cell in the trunk out of the car, and route them where I can underneath here to the stock lines that I will have to modify, and that's pretty much it. I'm using an external fuel pump. It will be mounted externally on the outside of the car, so if something goes wrong with the fuel and the pressurized fuel, it won't leak in the car. It will leak outside the car, so in my opinion, it's safer than a fire in the car. There's very low chance with the amount of fuel line that we'll have that will be in the car that it leaks and create a fire. I'll ensure that doesn't happen, because you know gasoline is very flammable and it's very dangerous. So that's it for the update for the fuel tank. So here's the result. Little twin tip exhaust, straight with two resonator, and finally got the fuel cell mounted. All the wiring is done here. I got the fuel pump, the external fuel pump, mounted externally under the car. Try to show you. Don't know if you can see it. It's like that. Yeah, I know some plumb metal tape is not the right thing to do, but for now I just want to start it and see if it runs. Here we got a little bit of fabrication for the Haldex controller that I'm gonna be doing a custom model. So I just routed the wires so I can manage it with another model. I'll be putting the cap right on after with some sealant. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope to have it started soon. Hey guys, so here's a thing I had to do on my build. Originally I would use some GTP, I think 2008 or 7 rear solid disc, but when mating them with the Saab cross-wheel drive rear caliper setup, uh, it wasn't that perfect, and it wasn't fitting pretty well. The disc was aligned in the slot of the caliper, but since this caliper is made for ventilated rear discs, uh, I was like, okay, maybe I can fit some of the ventilated disc I could find in this setup, because otherwise with the rear solid disc, um, the 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 brake pads would wiggle, and they wouldn't fit right on the disc here. As you can see, the pad would be here, and there was that much of the disc that wasn't touching the pad. So this and the fact that the width of the disc is not right, I was a bit I was a bit afraid of of losing my pads when they would be wearing out much. So I I I, I just searched on Rock Auto for discs with the right size, and I just stumbled upon the original Saab rear ventilated disc, and it's kind of cool because it's made for this specific caliper here. You can see, because it's from Saab cross-wheel drive rear end, and I was wondering if it would fit with the 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 the, the wheel hub offset, and the hub diameter and all that shit. Fortunately, the offset here, mating with the slot and the caliper here, was aligning well, but as you can know, the bolt pattern is not the same, and the hub here had a little difference in diameter. So these are I think it's the NWF suspension swap hub that I used in the front too. I also used them in the rear because it was fitting on the Saab cross-wheel drive knuckle. So I'm using the same hub, but the hub diameter here is a little bit bigger for those discs. So I was like, okay, I'll just try to fit the bolt pattern by increasing the hole diameter here, like I done here, and I just grinded a little bit of the disc the disc hole diameter for the hub here, and actually it's pretty much fitting perfectly. So I'm kind of happy, because now I have a all-round ventilated disc. I have the NWF swap in the front, and in the rear it's all Saab cross-wheel drive setup. So that's kind of cool. Uh, the only thing is that the hub offset has a little difference too, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't touch the caliper protrusion you can see here in the slot where the disc goes. It's really tight, but I guess with the disc wearing out and all that shit, it should be okay, I say. So here we go, guys. That's pretty cool. That's one thing I'm doing now. I hope to have this thing riding soon. I haven't had as much time as I wanted in the previous couple months. But here's the thing. Next things will be, I have a lot of finishing to do on the car to ensure it's secure. Yes, obviously I will be doing some testing on the road, and inspection on the car really often when I ride it for the first few times, ensuring that that nothing is breaking here. You see, I've done a lot of welding on the frame here. Hopefully it's solid and it's strong. And yeah, that's it. I've got the front wiring I still need to do. What I do need to do yet is well, the interior I don't care about much. I still have to do the custom cross-wheel drive controller, so I can manage the power, the torque division between the front and the rear. But that doesn't matter for now. I just want to make it right and inspect the shit out of it and see if it's secure enough. So that's it. I have a lot of little things. I just bled the brakes, and I got a couple brackets I need to weld still under the car. I'll probably be doing some skid plates in the rear here and in the front, since the car has a little bit much more components, and they are kind of lower, nearer to the ground compared to the stock setup. So here in the back I'll be probably running some higher springs. And in the front, I still have the original lowered spring I bought like 10 years ago, but I might have to buy some newer spring that are a little bit less lowered. Well, I don't care, because the car might handle pretty much the same or better than before, because of the width of the wheelbase. It's pretty much wider than it was in the back and in the front, because I'm running the NWF swap, and in the rear it's the Saab complete rear end. I'm pretty sure it's a bit wider, so I don't care about running some higher spring, a bit higher spring. But as I was saying, I will probably be doing some skid plates in the back and in the front, so I don't destroy everything with the first pothole I will get in the streets, because yeah, here there's a lot of potholes, and the streets are really bad here. So that's it, guys. Please be sure to subscribe if you want to know more about this car. I really like to build those cars for a living. For now it's not the case, but I like these projects. So if you want to help me, please share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel. I'll be trying to post more videos. Thank you.